Alright, this video is going to be on how to make your hi-hat pattern more interesting. Okay, so your kind of general hi-hat pattern, let me go ahead and make it. It's just going to be every eighth note is kind of just the general hip-hop hi-hat pattern. Okay, now that's done. We have just this generic hi-hat pattern. Not very interesting. So, the first thing I would do, if this was mine, which it is, so I'm gonna, is I would add a little bit of pizzazz here and maybe add some 16th notes somewhere. I'm gonna add it at the end of the second. And I'm gonna add it at the end of the whole pattern. A little more interesting, but still not very interesting. Everyone's done this. So we're gonna go ahead and open it in the piano roll, and we're gonna just get a little fucking crazy with it. Zoom in on those. Not that far, goddamn. Zoom in on them. And I'm gonna change up the pitches on some of these parts. I'm gonna have it go up. I'm gonna have it go down. I'm gonna have it go all over the place. And then I'm gonna change the pitches on the 4/16 notes over here too. And I'm just gonna have this one go up. Okay. Alright. Now moving on. In FL Studio, there's this thing where you can go to a third beat, and it's just kind of something a lot of producers use that makes certain parts of your drum sound a little off and weird. Well, if you go to a third on here, it goes that far apart. I don't know what it is a third of. I really don't know what it is supposed to be a third of on this. But on here you can get the same sound by going to a 12th and then going here. I'm going to put one right here. And we're going to put those three, and it should have about the same effect as the third beat in FL Studio. Yeah, sounds kind of nice. And then the next thing I do is something I do with every instrument, is which I change up the velocity, which makes it sound more interesting and realistic. So yeah, I'm just kind of randomly setting these because you're not always going to be playing the same volume if you're actually playing a hi-hat or any instrument for that matter. All right. The last thing that there's two more things. One of them is just having multiple hi-hat patterns and variations and having them change throughout the song. people like Metro Boomin like to do that. So like they might have a different hi-hat pattern in the chorus than on the verse. And then the last thing is I've heard this in some songs in like a couple Smoke Perp songs. I think I've heard this one where they have like a flanger on their hi-hats either throughout the whole song or just occasionally. So I'm going to go ahead and route my hi-hat to an FX channel and add a flanger. And just mess with it until I like the sound. I hate the sound. Yeah, I kind of like that. So then you would just automate this into your song editor by control clicking on this green button right here. You're going to want to start with it off, so just pull it all down. And then put the bass line in there and start with it off. And then at some point in the song, you would turn it back on. And you wouldn't want to fucking make all these dots like I have. Yeah. Damn it. There, that was easier. But yeah, the last one would just probably be using an effect. It can be any effect, but I've heard flangers a lot in songs. So like adding a flanger throughout the song or through the whole song. I would prefer throughout the song, but that's just my preference. To just kind of add some shine to your hi-hats whenever you want. And the other ways would be just adding some variation in notes, 16th notes, 32nd notes. And then there'd be the third beats or the 12th beats in your patterns like I did. And then pitch variation, velocity variation. That's about it. Thank you for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. I have a podcast channel if you want to check that out, and also a channel that teaches coding and a music channel.